Going to be getting started in a second. Another SPS Monday motivation. Good morning, everybody, on this great day. It's great Monday, February 22nd. It is a holiday. It is my mother, Patricia England's birthday. Shout out to moms, 72 years young. We get started in a second. Another SPS Monday motivation. Got to go get it. That's right. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. Oh, wow, it's February. Moving on. Good morning, Michelle. Always good to see you this morning, Michelle. Mimi Watkins always checking in. You can set your clock by that. Michelle, today's topic today is going to be go get it. And that's right. Happy birthday to Mom. So much love to my mother, Patricia England. Before I can even get into it, let me give her all her props. Single mother at the time, raising my brother and I, Sean Huddleston, in the city of Detroit proper. I always say that the alumni in my sandbox, Michelle, were drug dealers, murderers, and college graduates. And I say that with complete truth. That was my block. And I'm sure many of us can relate to that. But my mother, Patricia England, helped us navigate that. And to this day, people will say, you know, Pat held it down, and she did. But shout out to all the single moms out there. And even if you're not a single mother, you know, parents who are doing great things like yourself, Michelle, and how you're raising your beautiful family and your extended family, your extended family of young athletes and other people that you influence. But I definitely want to do that. So what's today's topic? Is go get it. There's no other way to get to it. I'm inspired by the 2012 song by the rapper Tip Harris, T.I. that is. I know there's been a rap theme lately going on, but that's just what's been inspiring me. And I just want to give it up to that. We had a song that came out in 2012 called Go Get It. It was an awesome track. Instantly you hear it, you get motivated, at least I do. And I really enjoyed that experience. Yeah. And what do you say, Michelle? You made it. Thank you for your mom. That's right. I definitely made it. Shout out to moms. You know, the block was hot, but, you know, she gave us the tools to get through it. She was a great role model, and I appreciate that. So why am I inspired by this track? I think we have to be reminded sometimes, Michelle, that we got to go get it. The only time that you go sit back and somebody go bring you something is when you at a restaurant. And what's confusing about that is that you get this customer service, you get all this Mr. Nice, Mrs. Nice stuff, and they treat you a certain way. But guess what? You paying for that. That's right. You paying for that. Because when it's over, they're going to bring you that nice little envelope. Say, here you go. Put that plastic or that cash in there and the tip. So not only did you pay for the food, you're going to pay for the service you got. Good, bad, or indifferent. So I'm saying, if there's anything you want or anything worth having, you got to go get it. That's right. That is the SPS Monday motivation. What's going on with that? You got to go get it. So going back to Tip's album and what was going on, it's just a line that starts with that, Michelle. It says, I got to grind, don't stop. Excuse me, a grind won't stop. Hustle won't quit. Shine like no other. I be on something. You can fill in the blank. And let's not get caught up in where the inspiration comes from. Let's just focus on the inspiration. I got to grind, won't stop. Hustle won't quit. You know, you got to go get it, man. It's not going to be there for you. Who went and got it this weekend? Michigan State basketball went and got it this weekend. Shout out to the guys who went down to Assembly Hall, and they had to go get it. They started out in the game, first half, they were down 10 at one point in the first half, even 13 in the first half, 10 in the second. It didn't look good, but they had to go down there and go get it. Shout out to Aaron Henry, my guy. So I posed a question to him about the urban poet, you know, who asked a question, who said, you're going to stop losing when you fed up. And that was splattered all across the newspaper. Detroit News, right? He was fed up. And it's not about me getting my props for what I put out there, but the reality is that you got to go get it. I'll even talk about that other team, Michigan. I got no love lost for them because I covered Michigan State basketball and football. I'll talk about Coach Mel Tucker in a second, but Michigan went to Ohio State. They had to go get it. They said that was one of the most entertaining games of the year. And speaking of my guy, Mel Tucker, shout out to Mel Tucker. Those recruits don't just walk up in Michigan State saying, I want to play for you. He got to go get it. Even though he's a well-to-do college coach, even though he's well-known, he's part of this great Michigan State family, and he's put his mark and his fingerprint on Michigan State football already. Mel Tucker got to go get it. Because if he don't go get it, he ain't go get it. What I mean, if he doesn't get out and make the effort to recruit the kind of players he needs for his program, if he does, they're not just going to show up. It doesn't happen like that. So what happens sometimes, guys, we get caught up in thinking that somebody's going to bring it to us. Somebody, because of who you are, It's gonna be provided for you. Shout out to my guy, Coach Dennis DJ Foster over at Hamtramck. He said, I get no respect. He said he felt like he was the Rodney Dangerfield of high school basketball. His team all summer long were going throughout the summer, giving guys the business, giving teams the business, but had no kind of rank. And now he's one of the top teams in the state. They get it, but he had to go get it. He had to go see my guy, Coach Lamonte Stone over in River Rouge, and him and Javier Whitaker leading the way. They had to go get it. Had to go win on the road against Legend Jeter. Providence recruit who's going to be playing on the big stage someday soon. But what I'm telling you is don't get so caught up that you can just sit back and say, because of who I am or because of what I think, it's going to happen. What you say, put in that work to see the results. Michelle, you always on time with your comments. That's right. You got to put in the work. And what happens is sometimes we say, you know what? We get this feeling that I want to get treated a certain way, and we wait for people to do something for us, and it just don't happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. If you don't get off your new you-know-what and go get it. And guess what? Sometimes that means you got to get up early in the morning because in most cases what you want is going to take some work. In most cases what you want, what you feel you got to have is just not available for you at 5 o'clock in the evening. It may be 5 in the morning that you got to get up and start the process to separate yourself, to get the information, to get in the right state of mind. But if it's what you want, you got to go get it. T.I. said it best. I got to grind, won't stop. Hustle won't quit. Shout out to my guy, Horatio Williams. We were talking about him the other day. Now, shout out to the Horatio Williams Foundation right here, supported by Gilead, one of our sponsors. Shout out to them as well. But with Horatio, my guy, not DJ, but Horatio, when he wanted to see his vision come to pass, he had a small size office on West Jefferson several years ago around the town when I met him. But he had a vision of doing more. And he went on and stepped out on faith and purchased a 10,000 square foot Wayne State Medical Society building at 1010 Antietam, theater in the basement. And we went in there, man, it was nothing but stucco on the wall. It had that old mildew smell, and you really had to look past it, but he stayed to it. And right now it's a bustling location where you have all these great programs going on. Horatio's gotten to the point where he's not out here only just getting great support from companies like Gilead and Dix and all that. He's able to provide for the people that come to where he'll pay you to come bring your program there. I said it. He'll pay you with the sponsorship and support from the Dix of the world, with the sponsorship and the support from the Gileads of the world. The Horatio Williams Foundation, check this out, will pay you to come bring your program there. I don't want all y'all blowing up my man right now, run up in there and say, hey, man, I got this idea, but it's people who've already been doing it, who've already been going to get it. See, when you go out there and go get it, people recognize that, and opportunities present themselves. You get phone calls. You don't have to make the phone calls. But I just want you to know, guys, the only time they just go bring you what you want is when you're at a restaurant. You pay for that. And what payment do you have to put out there now to get something? You got to get up early in the morning. You got to stay up late at night. You got to be committed. You got to stop doing what everybody's been doing. You got to do what everyone doesn't do. And I say that respectfully to say, hey, if it's something you want, you got to go get it. And we got to remind ourselves of that. And we got to be an example for our young people the same way, that they got to go get it. Because what happens so many times, our young people just feel that, hey, I'm going to be okay. It's going to come to me. Because guess what? Look what I saw on my phone. I saw something on my phone, and I saw these beautiful pictures and these images of people having the things I want. So I don't got to go get it. It's going to come to me. And then we get this thing that if the person doesn't treat me a certain way, if they don't respond the way I want them to bring it to me to fulfill my ego. So ego can be very tragic. Shout out to my guy, Jimmy King of the 5-5. He told me this a long time ago. Ego works both ways. Sometimes you need that ego to motivate you and push you. But sometimes that ego can get you stuck as you sit back and you wait. Even his son, Malcolm King, is doing really well. I think he had a standout game over at Southfield Christian, one of the top scorers in the state. So Killer Jimmy has set an example for his son that he got to go get it. That he can't live off his dad's name, that his dad was part of 5-5, one of the best jumpers and ball players in the country. You know what I'm saying? He has put that down there. My mother has shown me that despite her being successful in the world, that I still got to go get it. Kyra Jefferson knows that despite her name and what she's accomplished in the world of track, she got that by watching her mother, Michelle Mimi Watkins, being an outstanding track athlete at LSU. And I know, Michelle, you remind her every chance you get. I know it's that SEC love, LSU and Florida, but you remind her every chance you get. Go Tigers, right? But we have to realize what we're doing. You may be someone who's getting up and getting ready to go to work, and we respect that, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. But somebody's looking at you. Somebody's watching you. I got to see my guy Chris Jackson this weekend. Used to be with the late, great Gil Hill. This is when I was an intern in Mayor Archer's office. I got to see Chris. And I've been seeing Chris over the years through my transition from sports to politics. But I had to tell Chris, and you got to tell people sometime, man, you were an example for me. When I looked at you and saw you doing your thing in City Hall, and how you were so receptive to me as a young person, I looked up to you. It's carried on. So you don't know who's looking and watching. I had a professor at Morehouse when I was there as a freshman told me people are always looking and watching. You don't know what kind of influence you have on somebody. So that's why I'm telling you, you getting up to go get it. And you may feel like you're working hard to achieve your goals and you're not getting where you got to go, but somebody's watching you. Somebody's looking at you and saying, man is at it again. Man, she's at it again. If you just going to the gym on your schedule, they say, man, he keep coming in there. And that power and that influence helps others. So we can do so much by just being motivated ourselves. We can impact the world so much by just staying on the grind. I hope that when people say, Lindsay, at that Monday motivation again, that's a great thing. And then tonight I'll be down in Catholic Central. Shout out to Coach Brandon Sinawah and my boy, Coach Brandon Barrett. You know, Catholic Central versus UPrep. And I got to give a shout out to Chris Lulis for putting that plug together. But check out his son, Chaz, who's been doing his thing. You know, you better get your game together because dad ain't playing it, Chaz. But I say that with nothing but love. But you got to go get it because it ain't just go come. You sit and wait. You go wait, and life is going to pass you by. Got to grind, won't stop. Hustle, won't quit. Shine like no other. I'll be on some. You know what I'm saying. So with that, folks, I want to say today, I want to thank you guys for supporting me and what's going on. I want to thank our sponsors, Horatio Williams Foundation, Gilead, Sciences and whatnot, as well as Dick's. And what do you say, Michelle? Michelle says achieving goals take time. Doesn't happen overnight. That's right. Coming from a successful woman, not only in the corporate world, also as a family person, as well as, leading her young people with the work she's doing with her program and sports going forward. And I appreciate her support. So with that, we're hitting 12 minutes, folks. I want to wish you the best on this Monday motivation. Get out there and be careful in this weather. Take your time. Go get it, but don't go too fast. Don't run off the road. But the point is, don't stop. Don't quit. If you want it, you got to go get it.